Good morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally comprised? Compromised? Are we emotionally screwed up? Are we demanding, are being demanded from our bodies and brains to go back to bed? Because I sure as hell am. This is your zombie weaver, John C. Rosemont, California, 12:32 in the morning, West Coast time, on the 31st of May, 2024. Friday. Shout out to Artist in Recovery and everybody else. Okay, so coming across a few videos. I just got up about a few minutes ago asking myself, what the hell am I doing up this early in the morning? I think I must have had about an hour and a half sleep. And after this, crawl back to bed and see what the hell happens in my dreams. Perchance to dream, or perchance to have nightmares over Trump. Oh my god, there's a Trump. Oh no, we must save the Trump. Oh my god, we must worship the Trump. Don't you understand that Trump is everything? Oh. No, I haven't flipped. I already had done that a long time ago. But not to the land of the Trump. Trump. There was a farmer's commercial a long time ago. Back in the 90s or 2000. 2004, I think. And there was an actor doing that of commercial of we are farmers. Bump it up. Uh, it is the Trump. I'm just cleaning up something on my other computer here. So what are we dealing with here? Are we actually dealing with lunatics who actually worship and pray to Trump? Who think he's God? I was watching David Pakman's show. As I said before I got before I got over to the station here and started the videos. I wanted to see what the hell was going on. And there was a couple of videos he put out that he found online that people were doing. One of which was a couple who came from England just to visit the States and to see what all the hoopla was about in New York. And then she had to walk herself right into the Trumps. Actually, into the maggots. The red hats saying, Make America Great Again. How about Make America Throw Up Again? Oh, Make America Puke Again. I mean, that works. Make America Puke Again. But that's MAPA then. Wouldn't it? Make America Puke Again. Yeah, could have been Barf Again. Make America Barf Again. Or just Make America Barf, period. Yeah, I'm making fun of the damn thing. Why not? Am I a liberal? Yeah, I'm a liberal, libtard, woke kind of person. Except I want to go back to bed and sleep it off. If I was watching Irving's character of a guy coming out of a long sleep, and wanting to go back to sleep again because he couldn't stand the future. I feel like that guy anyway. Woke up from a long Trump nap. Every time Trump was around, I had to sleep through the damn shit because I didn't want to deal with him. What a nightmare. Somebody was actually comparing him to cult leaders like David Koresh. Not to mention Jim Jones, Heaven's Gate. All those people demanded sacrifices. All those people were demanded their lives be sacrificed to the God. Except it wasn't God, period. No, it's just an immortal representation of a fool and idiot acting as a god, or think he's acting as a god, and therefore should be worshipped as one. And watching the clips And I did regarding this one. It was nauseating. It was nauseating. I know some of the other independents were having conniption fits. They're laughing. They're joking, having but and I'm thinking, it's all practically nauseating. It is. I'm asking myself questions to myself, and I don't have the answers because if I actually had the answers, it would tear me apart left and right, and I had to figure this stuff out. And it's just lunacy. That's all it is. It's just lunacy. I'm supposed to be okay with all of this stuff happening. New York, we've got kids yelling and screaming at each other. We got adults going on the ground praying and pleading to God to spare them everything. It's like you must save the Trump. It's like their own version of Jesus coming down, except Jesus usually came down to heal and teach, and Trump, he's grifting. Why is that? He's born a grifter, a con artist, and everybody else believed in this schmuck. So I got no sympathy with the people for that one. They're going to fall for a guy like that, and practically they're going to the cliff and they're pleading and praying and chanting and screaming their heads off as they fall off the cliff and go into the abyss somewhere. And me, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines here watching this stuff. Taking note the fools and idiots who chose to sell their souls to a con artist. I'm supposed to feel sympathy for these people and empathy. Yeah, because they were stupid enough to follow the schmuck in the first place. Couldn't see him for what he was. You want to talk about science fiction? Um, I know I've thrown Buck Rogers at this one. Try this other one. Battlestar Galactica. Regular original series back in 78, 79. Lauren Green, Dirk Bennicket, Richard Hatch, God rest him. Anyway, you had Count Iblis, who got found on a planet. And he became the fleet's savior. Only this guy was a royal pain in the ass from the underworld and gathering a flock so he can have them lead to the underworld and he can try to find more victims for his bullshit. Meanwhile, pilots are disappearing left and right because good guys are being saved in the skies for some reason or another. I never could quite figure out the logic of the writers of that one. But anyway, Count Iblis was fought off and sacrifice was made and other things happened. Apollo was supposed to have been dead or came back from life. Sheba was supposed to be dead, but she was saved by Apollo because Apollo got into a duel with Count Iblis and stepped into the blast. He sacrificed himself, but for the greater good. But Iblis just wanted to sacrifice so he can laugh his ass off and have fun with him. Very weird storylines, I'll tell you that much. Very weird storylines, but it was pretty interesting watching anyway on Battlestar Galactica. Humans fleeing colonies that got nuked by robots. And the premise is they're supposed to go flying across the universe until they find Earth. And when they found Earth, they found it 1980s. They can't. Man, they're so screwed up in 1980s. It's not even funny. I mean, I only did about several episodes of the show. Galactica 1980. It didn't last very long. Had a few books. I mean, they wrote books about the thing. I mean, it would have been a good long stretch of a yarn. They tried to write other books. I know Richard Hatch did. God rest his soul, God bless his soul. Talented writer, producer, director, writer. I'd like to see if I can try finding those books. I like those books. See if I can find some of them anyway. But the thing is, what I was remembering, even though I'm going on memory lane again, you're going to be following grifters and con artists like this. They are emboldened, empowered, and they want more of it because it's like an addictive drug. The more you give to them, the more they want, and the more they get paranoid about it because somebody might take it away from them. Oh my goodness. They might take away someone's humanity. Oh. They might get human. No! I must take you all for safety. I'm going to let us all die. How about that one? Jim Jones did the same damn shit, and so did David Koresh and a few others. Remember this one lunatic, Heaven's Gate, California. I think it was Marietta or somewhere. Carlsbad. Somewhere along the coastline. There was a compound, and you had these cultists who believed that the comet was coming over here, that was going to be taking souls to another plane of existence, and they were going to join them, and they did. They got themselves poisoned for this damn shit. And the rest of the cult members, who actually were outside of all of this, well, they still believe in the same damn stuff, but they hadn't killed themselves yet, and this was like 4 or 5 decades after that. Jeez. That was nasty. It was bad enough watching David Koresh back in Waco, Texas in the 80s on this one. No, 90s on this one. And he was proselytizing and saying that he was the messenger from God, and he made people fearful, paranoid, have guns, weaponry, isolated themselves, armed themselves. And then the federal government tried to step in, try to get, you know, the guns taken away or confiscated, and Koresh goes nuts. So basically, a barricade situation, federal troops outside. And what happens when the federal government came in with a big shtick? The whole place gets burned down. David Koresh and everyone else dies. I think a few other cops died too, if I ever remembered it. I watched it on television. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I was also listening to what was happening the days before. But the other one, back in the early 70s, Jim Jones, People's Church, he gathers this flock, and he gets this cult-like thing uh, going on in this place called Jamestown, or actually Jonestown, out in Guyana, South America continent. And he's fearful about people coming from Congress to examine his compound and conduct interviews because family members were worried that their loved ones were getting trapped over there. Very few people survived what happened out there and lived to tell the tale. There had been documentary movies about that one or two, including about Koresh as well. I'm not quite sure about Heaven's Gate, though. But Jim Jones was a scary individual. He was that charismatic. But we hadn't seen anything at that level until Trump came in. He's already been a salesman. He'd been trying to con people left and right. We got in trouble financially. Had to go to Daddy before Daddy passed away. Got some funding to solve him on a few things before all hell breaks loose. But no, he tried a lot of sales techniques and a lot of gimmicks that really didn't work. Really did not work. Hotels, casinos, Ones with the Trump names have to scrub their names clean because he is contaminated. He doesn't pay his bills. He doesn't pay his employees. He promises, but he doesn't have the stuff necessary, and the businesses fall apart. You had business school, conned people into giving them more and more money to be successful and rich. What they found out, they got gypped. They sued, tried to collect. Don't think they ever collected. I don't think they ever collected on that one. It's all in court documents. Then he decides to do uh, a game show, a reality game show. Because his name's out there. His name's supposed to be worth something. All these damn game cracks. Steaks, foods, planes, game crack, whatever the hell he was doing. What the hell was he trying to do? He was trying to sell, promote the name Trump, and if you thought the name, you would think of him one way or another. It's a hell of a marketing. It's a psychological ploy right there, and everyone else was buying into the damn bullshit. And they did. They did. He included a game show that he did for a few seasons. I wasn't watching it. I couldn't stand the damn guy. I couldn't even stand the game show. People doing stupid things so they could be part of his organization. Like, why the hell would you want to do that? Because he's Trump. Big frickin' deal. Because he's Trump. Hey, you guys dumber than dog shit, I swear to God. It's one thing getting on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. But Trump? People still believed in the guy. They listened to what he was saying and they thought he's legitimate. No, he was just a con artist. He was perfecting his technique of how to wheel and deal. He even tried selling a book or two about it. The deal of the century. His own techniques. Then he had to go for politics. He had to run for politics. I thought this guy was a fool and an idiot. Still do. I didn't think he had it in him. Republican Party found out the hard way. He was trying to really perfect his technique on how to sell people, con and grift them like crazy. And the people bought it. It really became worse is when he started doing Make America Great Again, and people started believing him and think he's the chosen one or something like that. When he finally got into office, what the hell did he do? Started tearing apart the country one way or another. But you also had evangelicals going in there and anointing him and praying over him. And I'm like, what the hell is all this crap anyway? What is all this shit anyway going on? I don't understand it. I still don't. Even to this day, I mean, he did the one term, 4 years in office. Didn't pass any laws. Made a lot of executive orders of canceling things out left and right that mattered a damn. He's trying to dismantle a lot of things that we took, you know, not exactly for granted, but you know what we needed. And going after Roe versus Wade, Roe v. Wade. Sets the stage for the insanity going on. Biden can't even fix the damn shit. Governors are saying, screw abortion, screw the women's rights. Or worse. take away people's education, mutate them a little bit, conform them, comply them. Books got to be burned. You got to have maggots in the Congress, in the federal, in the states. You have to have these people controlled. They have to believe that to be believers for this. Control the flow of information. He's doing he was doing everything, and everybody followed along. And I kept thinking, yeah, no wonder they had problems concerning about mentioning it on YouTube or even Facebook. It's like going back to the 1930s again over one specific country with a lunatic over there who's doing controlling people's brains one way or another, manipulating them into raging hate monsters. And what happened in World War II? It was a continuation of World War I. Except a lot worse. A lot worse. But the same mindset, the same control sets. We got it going. We have a civil war, if you can call it that. We have division and derision going on. We have people insulting left and right. As I said before, we had a couple coming from England. They couldn't believe what the hell was going on in England, in America. So they come over here, see it firsthand, and they had to get shooed away by the cops because they were trying to control the maggots, trying to keep them away from the tourists. Because they wanted to go, they wanted to just yell and scream and scare the hell out of the people. They made a good job of it too. This is what America has been representing itself. We're now become degenerates here. We're now the country of maggots, red hats. Might as well have the jackboots and the matching uniforms with it. And if they've got a matching insignia, we have gone back to 1930s. Bible being sent of the Trump. It's supposed to be the new Bible. And all it is manifesto crap. Oh, sure, you can put the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights in there, and you think that's going to be covering, but you're saying that you're for law and order, and yet you're thumping on people left or right, claiming that the guy who's a grifter and a criminal at this point, he's holier than thou. He's no Jesus. He's no prophet. But he is profiting off of people's stupidity and ignorance. I'll say it. I'll say it again. People have a fear against people going over to libraries and learning stuff. No, they might be sending us the wrong message to our kids. We got to burn the place down. We got to fire them all. Right. So just when we're trying to get scientists created. Oh, no, not science. Ah! It's not of Trump. It's not of God. I hate to tell these people, but there's a hell of a lot of things a lot stranger than them. But they want to be the center of the universe and tell people that they are important by skull thumping people. Doing worse than the Spanish Inquisition. Spanish Inquisition. How would you like our kingdoms and religion trying to skull thump people left and right? You either believe or you're going to die. Comply now. It's no wonder when Star Trek Next Generation came out with the idea of the Borg and stuck. as we're seeing that in action. It wasn't a new concept. It's not a new concept. No, we've been dealing with the same thing for a hell of a long while. People don't want to study history. People don't want to learn things. That we keep repeating our mistakes over and over and over again. We just don't know our act from the hot rock. Does that make me part of the elitisms? Well, I don't know. I was a bunch of book learner when I was a young kid. At PE and recess, elementary school, I sit down and read books. But I wouldn't be participating with anybody else. They'd be doing one thing, I'll be doing another thing in the class. I was an independent. I do things my own way. They don't like it, I don't care. I was taking care of things. Oh, sure, I tried to cooperate with the instructors as much as I could, but everybody else, forget it. I thought I was still weird. Well, maybe I am still weird. But I'm seeing how these people are saying that you have to follow. You must. Otherwise, you're the enemy. Well, then make me the enemy. Make me the enemy. Isolate my ass because I'm already isolating anyway. You want me to think your way? Sorry, I'm not you, and I'm not about to be you. I'm me. That's who and what I am. Don't like it? See, I'm not dealing with somebody else's nightmare. I got my own nightmare to deal with. That being said, what happened in the court had to happen. And seeing the reactions of people yelling, screaming, fawning, as if the world has come to an end. No, not yet. Not yet. Wait for it.